Hi everybody, it is Saturday, March 20th, 2010, and I know it's a couple days later than I said it would be, but today I am talking about Funny Games. Supposedly, I don't know, I can't totally attest to this, but supposedly it is a shot-by-shot remake of an original Austrian film made in 1997. And I watched it 2 days ago, I want to say. Yeah, so I'm a bit delayed on my review. But I made notes, so I'm good. Yeah. Anyway, alright. The plot line for this movie, in case anyone doesn't know. Alright, I'll read the back here because they're saying. So that their lakeside vacation home, Anne, played by Naomi Watts, George, played by Tim Roth, and their son have unexpected visitors. Two well-spoken, well-bred young men wearing polite smiles and preppy sportswear. The visitors want to play a game. You bet that you'll be alive tomorrow at 9 o'clock, and we bet that you'll be dead, okay? Alright, that's the basic plot of the thing, is they turn around, they take these people hostage, and they start being evil and cruel and everything. Alright, now, movie... I know to each their own, but honestly, I don't feel it was even worth the watching it once. And I sat through it. I sat all the way through it, strictly so I could do the review, but I don't think it was worth even watching once. There was no character development on your main characters, which are Anne, George, and Georgie, the family, alright? It's the parents and their kid. There was no development for their characters whatsoever. So throughout this entire movie, you see these really, kind of horrible things happen, but with the exception of the fact that they're fellow human beings, you have no reason to care. It just is what it is. Alright? Now, in this movie, you got Paul, played by Michael Pitt. He's one of the two well-dressed young men, and his character comes across as a sociopath, which I'm assuming is what was intended. He's very cool, he's calm, he's collected through the entire thing for the most part, but it is noted he speaks to Peter, played by Brady Corbet, if you know who that is, speaks to Peter as though Peter is a lesser being, he is nothing, okay? A lot of the time he's very insulting towards Peter, but at the same time he seems to have some kind of connection, like that's like his protege, or whatever. It's weird. Okay? They might be related. It's never really established whether or not they are. But, it makes it clear, though, in any case, that, the two, he does have some affection towards this person who he is slowly torturing people with. Peter gives the impression he seems like he's very slow, he's very easily controlled, and he only offers, weak complaints at Paul's constant insults. And it seems to me that he has a dark sense of humor, which is why he's participating. And I mean a very dark sense of humor. I don't just mean I have a dark sense of humor, but I wouldn't go kill somebody and laugh about it. Alright? I mean a really dark sense of humor, like Joker-style sense of humor. Dark. Alright? But those two are the best played characters through this, despite the fact that Paul has a tendency to talk directly to the camera, which adds absolutely nothing to the story. He addresses the audience. It really doesn't do anything. It adds nothing to the story, and all it does really is interrupt the flow. Alright, if anything, if you're going to say it. Naomi Watts, normally a fabulous actress. I do like Naomi Watts. I give her credit. She is a good actress. She clearly did her best with what was written for her, but it wasn't brilliant writing, so she really didn't have much to work with. She really couldn't save it. Tim Roth, playing George Barber, the father, comes across as the weakest man I have ever seen in a lead in a movie, ever. There are... can't even think of what I was going to say. But I know it was actually probably something too mean. But he comes across as the weakest character. He has very few lines, so there's no real development on him as far as anything he says. He's clearly kept around just to kind of keep the wife in line, because the way they do it, they could have gotten rid of him real easily. His character doesn't seem to do much except cry and whine the entire thing. Alright. Now, and it can't even really say whine, I guess. It's more just, he just cries. And it does lead to, there's a scene, and I'm not going to spoil it for you, but there's a scene where something really bad happens. And the next shot, the shot that bugs me, it seems like it's like 15 minutes of George Farber on the floor in tears. And that was it. 15 minutes, this guy crying. Alright, now, I understand he's in a horrible situation, it's tragic and everything, but really, it was way too long. They could have moved on. We got the point. He's upset, it's tragic. We got the point. Move on. You don't need to spend, it was 15 minutes of the same camera shot of this guy sitting on the floor crying. Alright? And they do it again later with like an overly long shot of like an outside window. It's just way too long. An unchanging shot that does nothing. So, that bugged me. Alright? I do give props. Here's my thing. Props to Devin Gearhart playing Georgie. He is the child. He does manage to come across as just being a very scared, kind of stupid due to certain things, but a very scared little boy. Alright? He is, he's there. He manages to make me believe that he is terrified for his life. I don't even know why I'm pointing over here, but I'm just saying, as a general thing. He manages to make me believe he is terrified for his life. But, other than that, honestly, nothing. And for some reason in this movie, Michael Pitt really reminded me of Macaulay Culkin. And I normally like Michael Pitt. I really do. In this movie, he really reminded me of Macaulay Culkin, which is not a good thing. Ever. So, honestly, I just don't think it's a good movie. The movie left me feeling like slightly hostile that I had actually just spent 112 minutes of my life watching this movie, and the only reason I continued to watch the movie is because I'm not comfortable giving a review of a movie I've not seen the full way through. So, I had to watch it. There was always that slim possibility that something really awesome would happen. But I gotta tell you, it doesn't get any better. If you're bored at the beginning, if you're bothered, like if you just don't, if you're watching it, it's not getting any better. The movie stays pretty stagnant through the entire thing. And yes, I know, there's some deep underlying meanings to certain things that have happened, okay? I know this. I'm not missing the deep underlying tones to certain situations. But as an overall thing, the movie was kind of a waste of time. And I really think that most people will barely be able to watch it once. But, like I said, to each their own. I'm just saying right now, this movie, at least, maybe when I get older, I'll appreciate it more. Maybe it's one of those things, you gotta grow into it. But, for now, everything about this movie makes me really not want to watch the original Austrian one, because it's supposed to be a shot-by-shot remake, which, leads me to conclude that the Austrian one probably isn't any better. But that's my opinion. That is my, what I have to say about this movie. Take it or leave it. You can watch the movie, make your own opinion, which I always encourage. But as a general thing, I will say I don't feel that this movie was worth it. It's a good cast, the actors are fine, but the story, they can't do anything with it. Your actors won't save it. I'm sorry. So, that's my opinion. To any of my friends who may be watching this, hi. To any family out there, yo. And to everybody out there on the YouTube, I hope you have a wonderful night, and watch movies that are more interesting than the ones that I've seen. Yeah. I'll be back in a few days bringing you a review of, yes, we're backtracking, Children of the Corn 3, Urban Harvest, because it's the only movie it occurred to me I've not fully seen. Alright? I will talk to you all later.